Um, the only thing I see on the horizon, the only metal I see that's as unloved on the horizon as uranium was, is silver.
Welcome investors in pursuit of lucrative opportunities. Rick Rule joins us to decode uranium's resurgence and the potential for significant financial gains. Stay tuned as he shares his top commodity choice for 2024, pivotal for refining your investment approach. So, let's listen to him again.
That's a nuanced question, unfortunately. I know people want a simple answer, but there isn't one. I think that at some point in time, you're going to see a blow off, a speculative blow off in the uranium equities. And it will come at the riskiest end of the curve. In fact, it'll come out of the scams. I'm not going to play it because I'm not interested in monetizing fiction, in scams. I don't think that the real money will be as generous as the big money has been made is. I don't think that you are going to see the length and breadth of the uranium juniors increase threefold or fourfold from here. I think there are some very high probability wins. I think, as an example, that the certainty that the market will have with regards to the cash flow from the restarted production that Cameco and Kazatomprom have, with the conversion of the uranium aftermarket to the term market rather than the spot market, means that those companies will do better than the market thinks. I think, too, that the companies that have what are clearly commercial deposits of a size and scope that'll matter in the uranium market will be taken over at prices which probably confuse speculators. I think even takeovers of companies as large as NextGen are going to occur because I think that the upfront capital expense of building that, particularly if you build it in conjunction with fission, as you should, means that it will need to be done by a company at least the size of Cameco and perhaps by a company the size of BHP. I think that North American investors are likely to be surprised at the takeover premiums that occur in Namibia, Botswana, and Tanzania, and perhaps Niger. The Chinese are perfectly comfortable in those countries and perfectly capable of pronouncing them, which many North American speculators, to their detriment, are not. So I think, yes, the easy money has been made. Yes, the sure money is coming. And no, the sure money, with the exception of the sort of lunatic fringe, won't be as big as the easy money was. You know, in my life, Steve, at least for the last 35 years, uh, the easy money has been buying stuff that's hated and just waiting, buying the best stuff that's hated, not the worst stuff that's hated, buying the best stuff that's hated, and waiting simply till it's no longer hated. And that's what we've done. And by the way, I have not sold all my Boss. I have not sold all of my Deep Yellow. I have sold enough that I recoup my capital. I paid my capital gains tax, and I sold a little more, just to reward myself for being right. Um, but I'm by no means all gone. I'm just playing on the house's money, which is a place I like to be. Um, the only thing I see on the horizon, the only metal I see that's as unloved on the horizon as uranium was, is silver. I suspect 2024 is too early for silver. I expect it'll move in 2025. I expect that gold has to move first. And for that reason, I'm going to tell people that for speculators, the gold equities are probably the place to be in 2024. And when I say the gold equities, I don't mean the lame, the halt, and the blind. I mean discovery stage companies that have a drill hole in, or for most speculators, development stage companies, which of course we'll cover in the boot camp. For those people who have access to good geological knowledge, I think there's going to be an awful lot of money made over the next 2 years, maybe not the next year, in the front end exploration, the riskiest part of the market at all, which is where I'm starting to shift more and more of my own personal funds. Note to viewers: don't try this at home without help. But I like, for speculators, the gold equities. For investors, my recommendation would be very different. And that's conventional oil and gas in North America. Names like Exxon, names like Chevron, uh, or if you're willing to take a little more risk, the great big American natural gas names, Devon, Equitable. If you're willing to take a little more risk than that, the superb Canadian players, the Arcs, the Peytos, the Birchcliffs, the Tourmalines, the Freehold Royalties. Uh, for investors, not speculators, the place to be is the oil patch. Newmont, I'm increasingly attracted to. I have objected to Newmont for years in that they have too many tier two deposits and not enough tier one deposits. The recent acquisition of Newcrest by Newmont has led to some weakness in the stock in Newmont. I always like things that get cheaper. But in particular, it has focused management's attention on selling tier two assets to lower the acquisition cost of Newcrest while continuing to develop their joint portfolio of tier one assets. So I think Newmont is moving determinedly in the right direction. I haven't added to my position in Newmont, but I've been pretty aggressively selling puts on Newmont, either pocketing the put income or having the stock being put to me cheaper than it already is. Barrick, I really, really like. Barrick is moving from strength to strength. I think that the Barrick stock likely suffers in the near term because I think that there's a widely publicized effort underway by Barrick to test the waters to take over First Quantum.
Mm.
If they succeed, I think the combined company 5 years from now will look very different than the two companies that you see today. I think that Mark Bristow has the skills to navigate the political challenges that First Quantum has seen in Panama. He's been able to do it in Africa. He's been able to do it in Pakistan. And I'm highly confident that he'll be able to do it in Panama. I think if he does it, that the market will be afraid of the acquisition and that some of the First Quantum shareholders who receive Barrick script will sell it. So I think, ironically, he'll be punished for doing the right thing if he's able to do the right thing. I, however, will be a buyer. Agnico Eagle is the only one of these which you could call untroubled and reasonably priced. The institutional investors worldwide have a very high regard for Agnico Eagle, both in terms of their capital employment, but also in terms of their mine building prowess. And they seem to go from strength to strength. I own it. I regard it as a high quality tier one company. I do know that they do have too many tier two assets. However, those assets seem to perform very well by most financial metrics.
Thank you for joining us in exploring uranium and Rick Rule's top commodity pick for 2024. Your commitment to understanding market trends is crucial. Stay informed and stay connected for more discussions shaping your investment outlook. Please keep supporting us by liking and sharing our videos, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks again.